This is the FGM-148 Javelin. The Javelin began its development in the latter years of the Cold War, designed to fulfill the role to fill a man-portable and mobile anti-tank weapon that would allow individual soldiers to quickly target tanks and escape to cover before being seen. Although it has seen its share of combat since its introduction to service, it has been in Ukraine that the Javelin has attained legendary status. Saint Javelin. This is military mechanics, and today we will look at the Javelin missile. This system, when loaded with a missile, weighs in at 50 pounds. Most of the weight comes from the missile. Despite this figure, it is still light enough for a single soldier to move around the battlefield, enabling guerrilla warfare tactics to be used against an invading army. This weapon is a fire-and-forget missile capable of guiding itself to the most valuable region of the tank from miles away. The weapon's sight uses DRS Technology's second-generation thermal imaging technology, based on the standard advanced DUAR assembly. The gunner's controls for the missile system are on the Javelin's Command Launch Unit, CLU, which has a sophisticated infrared sensor with multiple viewing modes. The day sight is equipped with factor 4 magnification, and the night sight with factor 4 and factor 9 magnification optics. Infrared sight works in both day and night, allowing soldiers to spot enemy tanks from a distance, even in low visibility situations. The fact the tube is detachable makes the CLU by itself an incredibly useful piece of equipment. With a carry weight of 6.4 kilos, the CLU incorporates a passive target acquisition and fire control unit with integrated day sight and thermal imaging capabilities. The user can select a firing mode with two options, direct and top, which change the trajectories depending on the object being targeted or the surrounding area. The top trajectory is ideal as it targets the least protected section of a tank. But top may not always be possible. The target could be under an overpass or some other obstacle. The directional pad allows the user to adjust gates manually around the perimeter of the target's profile. Once locked, the image is saved into the seeker and the user can pull the trigger. Things happen extremely fast after this. A launch motor fires, pushing the seeker out of the tube with just enough force to get it clear of anyone nearby, about 4.5 meters. This is an incredibly useful feature that minimizes recoil and makes the system very easy to use. The Javelin can even be launched from inside buildings without fear of the backblast turning the building's interior into a pressure cooker. After launch, a Javelin shoots forward horizontally for a second before its rocket motor ignites and it climbs up 150 meters into the air, known as the curveball shot. At this point, the user's job is done. They can get back behind cover or change position. The missile's infrared seeker, benefiting from gyroscopes and gimbals, makes adjustments using thrusters to ensure its trajectory leads it to plunge almost vertically onto the infrared signature it was locked onto. The Javelin's 127mm shaped charge warhead is estimated to penetrate the equivalent of 600 to 800mm of rolled hardened armor. One common defense, which sometimes does reinforce top armor, is explosive reactive armor, a layer of explosive bricks covering a tank intended to prematurely detonate the shaped charges used by missiles. However, the Javelin has a tandem charge warhead designed to defeat ERA using a precursor charge at the front of the warhead to take out the local ERA brick, blasting open a gap through which the main warhead can hit the tank's conventional armor. The Javelin can also be fired in direct attack mode, useful for hitting targets that are too close for the top attack, or that benefit from top cover like a bunker or cave entrance. The direct fire mode could also be effective against low-flying helicopters. The Saint is not without its weaknesses, though. Some of its flaws include the ability to lose the contrast required for a missile lock at dawn or dusk, or if the target emits clouds of infrared blocking smoke. Newborn